Our reporter, Liabo Setho, who is at Eskom's headquarters at Megawatt Park in Sandton. Good evening, Liabo. Now, what's the latest coming out of Megawatt Park? We've just spoken to the Deputy President's spokesperson speaking about the board chair. Your take?
Well, it is quite maybe a surprise because throughout the day there had been rumors circulating that in fact the former finance minister, Mr. Ntlantla would be taking that position. But I hear that Mr. Tyrone Seal right now confirming that in fact there were no other names except that of Jabu Mabuza. Jabu Mabuza is now indeed the new chairman of Eskom. He takes over from Mr. Zatembe Khoza, who has been at the helm. It's reported that he had resigned this morning, giving his resignation letter to the Minister of Public Enterprises, Ms. Lynn Brown. Perhaps the most important development about this appointment is the fact that government is looking ever so serious, Tabile, to make sure that they stabilize this power utility. Of course, the health of the economy somewhat also hinges on Eskom as a power utility, a mega power utility, a 95-year-old power utility that has recently been mired with a lot of controversies and also very weak corporate governance. There's been issues of corruption, money going in and out, being paid to certain companies like your McKinsey. And of course, we are hoping that these new appointments will be able to stabilize this very important power utility. Perhaps let me take you through the number of people that have been, or the names of the people that have been appointed to this board of Eskom. Very, very well-known names, most of them no strangers to South African homes. I'm talking about Mr. Sfiso Dabengwa, who was formerly the CEO of Eskom, Miss Cindy Mabasokoyana. She's also a part of MTN. MTN Zakhele shares. We'll know that a lot of our viewers probably have Zakhele shares, Zakhele and Zakhele Futhi shares that are held by MTN. She was the chairperson there. Mr. Mark Lamberti she used to be the CEO of Imperial. Ms. Busisiwe Mavuso, she was previously with the Transformation Group, and she's now with Busa heading the transformation there. Ms. Nelisiwe Makubane was previously with the Department of Energy, in fact, as a Deputy Director General or a Director General, one of the two. Others are Mr. George Sibulela. If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Sibulela is with the Black Business Council. Ms. Dr. Pulane Mulukwane, Dr. Banotile Makubela, and Ms. Jackie Modisane, as well as Dr. Rod Crompton. These are the people that government has entrusted with making sure that they turn around the fortunes of Eskom. Like I said earlier on, Tabile, Eskom has been in the news probably for the wrong reasons. But one other important development that has been made is the issue that government has recommended an appointment of an immediate chief executive officer in Mr. Pagamani Hatebe. Mr. Pagamani Hatebe was previously with Barclays, and he left under a certain transformation cloud, if you may call it that. I believe that he was overlooked for a certain position that he eventually didn't get, and then he left ABSA. But he's no stranger to government because he has been to Treasury before and also has been linked to the fortunes turning around of the Land Bank. Also in its statement, the Deputy President's office mentions the important task of making sure that the newly appointed board, that it stabilizes and gets hold of a new group CEO, a new group CFO, and other key strategic positions such as chief operating officers and so forth. It definitely wants a turnaround. You remember that earlier this week, Deputy President Ramaphosa had mentioned during a press briefing where he was giving orders on how the World Economic Forum team would, what message they would take to Davos as they leave tomorrow. He did mention that before he leaves, things would have turned around at Megawatt Park, or things would have turned around at Eskom. And indeed, he has turned around the fortunes at Eskom. Earlier on, I spoke to analysts asking about what these changes will be doing to the confidence of the country. And they agree that this is exactly what investors are looking for, the kind of confidence that the investors are looking for in South Africa when they see a leadership that takes swift and decisive action. When they say they are going to do something, they do it. Because we've been known in South Africa as the country that makes decisions but don't really follow through on them. So it was quite impressive to know that Mr. Ramaphosa has taken the decision to turn around things at Eskom, and indeed he has done that. So we will see in this coming week. We're probably hoping that we will have a media briefing or something of the sort that will give us an indication about what direction this new board is planning to take, what the role of Mr. Pagamani Hadebe will be as the acting group chief executive, and what others are planning to do.
Liabo, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much for that full update. That was our reporter Liabo Setho joining us from Eskom's headquarters at Megawatt Park in Sandton. I'll have more news for you after the break. Don't go anywhere.